What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Today I'm super excited because we're gonna be doing a little bit of like a different kind of video. Let's hope this never actually happens, but the theme of this video is gonna be if I was to lose all of my makeup, these are the first products that I would repurchase. Like basically if something was to happen, all my makeup was gone, had to start over from scratch, these are the first products that I would repurchase. And I had to think long and hard about this. Like this was really, really hard because I only picked one product in each category. I've done this before where I've kind of separated it out like drugstore versus high-end, where this is just literally like in every category. These are the first things that I would be like, okay, I need that now, you know, like can't move on without it. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you have not already and click the little bell right next to the subscribe button so you can be notified of all my future uploads. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so we're just gonna go through every single category of makeup. So we're gonna start with primer. Y'all could probably guess it because I talked about it 7 million times. And my bottles always look like this because I use it all the time, but it is the L'Oreal Lumi Glotion. I use this as a primer, like a base underneath my foundation. You can choose to mix it into your foundation if you would prefer to do that, but it gives a beautiful glow to the skin. They are slightly tinted, so I use the shade Medium Glow because my face is always much lighter than the rest of my body. So this also helps as like a base for me to match my face a little bit better to the rest of my body. Also, don't even say it about my hands. I know I tried a new self tanner and I literally don't know what happened to my hands. They are atrocious, I know, but I wasn't gonna let that stop me from filming. So we're just gonna rock with these crazy hands today. But love this product, gives a beautiful glow, and in my opinion, makes the perfect base. So that would be the first primer that I would repurchase. Alrighty, up next, foundation was a really hard one. There are a lot of foundations that I really love, and honestly, on a daily basis, I do not use the same foundation every single day. But as of this moment when I'm filming, I think the first foundation that I would repurchase is this one from Hourglass. I really love this. It's beautiful and can work for so many different things. This is the Ambient Soft Glow Foundation. So this is really nice for every day because it does not feel heavy on the skin whatsoever at all, but could still absolutely be used for like super glam, full coverage sort of looks because it gives a great coverage to the skin. This wears really well on the skin. I have dry skin. It does not dry me out. And so for me, this would likely be the first foundation that I would go ahead and repurchase. Also gives a really good coverage. Like that's one pump and I already did my whole face. Because there are certain foundations that I have that I like for like everyday looks that are just lighter and glowy. And then other foundations that I like for like more glam going out looks where I feel like this foundation can work for both. So it would be the first one that I would repurchase because it's the most versatile and I know it works really, really good and is just absolutely one of my favorites. Okay, up next for concealer, I'm gonna have to go with Tarte Shape Tape. Now, for me, this was another category that was hard because there are quite a few concealers that I love. Why I decided to go with this one is this one again is the most versatile in my opinion. There are other concealers that I like only use on my under eyes or I would only use to like cover up a blemish, where with Tarte Shape Tape, I use it for both. It works great underneath the eyes. It also works great when I am breaking out or have like redness or something that I wanna cover up. It works great for that too. And it's just always been an OG favorite of mine. So this is the first concealer that I would repurchase if I needed to. Although the only annoying thing is I typically always use 2 different shades of concealer. I use like a lighter color for underneath my eyes, and then if I'm going to like cover up a blemish, I would typically use a darker color, but I'm just using the same color today and staying true to the only picking one for each category. All right, complexion looking good. Now we're gonna go in and chisel this face. For contour, I love the bronze sticks from ColourPop. These are like $9 and they are so good. The shade I'm using is Moonstone Beach. They have a couple different shades of this, and honestly, I also really love the Rare Beauty bronzer stick. That's one of my favorites, but this works super similarly and is a lot more affordable. So I think it would be the first one that I would repurchase personally. Blends like a dream. And the color I like because it's kind of like a bronzer, so it's not super warm tone where it's just strictly bronzer, but it's not super cool tone where it's like just strictly contour. It kind of works for both, and then you don't have to do 2 separate steps. If you're lazy like me in the morning when doing your routine, this is a really good product to have and just blends out easily. I love it. And you guys can use code Kelly on ColourPop. It'll work on this and everything on their website. 10% off if you want. And code Kelly for Tarte will give you a discount as well on everything on their website, including Shape Tape. Okay, up next for blush, I would grab the e.l.f. Putty Blush. I love all of these. Honestly, you can't go wrong with any of the shades, but my recent favorite has been this one in, I think it's Bora Bora. Yes, Bora Bora. And it is just the prettiest light pink. I absolutely love it. These are pigmented without being too pigmented. They're easy to blend. They last all day, and they're like $6 or $8, so love them. Okay, I've talked about this quite a few times on my channel as well, but I swear this does not get enough hype. It's so good. This is the Laura Mercier Tone Up Loose Setting Powder. The shade is Rose. They have another setting powder where the shade is Cosmic Rose, and it is not the same thing. This is a different powder and it is very difficult to find. I don't know why. You can like never find it in store. Sephora's website has it, but it's currently sold out. I bought it during the sale and then I tried to go back and buy another one and it was already gone, so couldn't get any more. But this stuff is so good. Sets the under eyes and gives them brightness, but it doesn't make your under eyes look pink, and it just blurs, smooths, and brightens so good. I absolutely love this powder. I can't say enough good things. It's my favorite and is just so good on the under eyes, and I'll normally just do it on my T-zone as well to set that area. All right, up next, we're gonna jump into my brows. So let me zoom you guys in a little bit. All right, for brows, my brow routine is admittedly a little annoying, but honestly, it works so good for me. So I have to show you guys the 3 products. It is 3 products. That's the annoying part, is that it is 3 different products. But when I do this, I swear my brows just look their best. And so these 3 products I would need to get. First, L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer. Go in, spoolie the brows in place, get them how I like them. And I think I've said this before, but the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer and the CoverGirl Micro Brow to me are like the exact same product. So whichever one is cheaper is what I would grab at the time, like, you know, if one's on sale, whatever. But for today, we're using the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer. Would go in and define the underneath part of my brows. And I also extend my tail a little bit with this just because my brows are a little short, I feel like, for my eye size. So I always extend the tail out a little bit. Then once I have that done, brow gel. I have been loving the Rare Beauty brow gel. This really works well. It's completely clear, so it's not gonna change the color of your brows or anything like that, but this is going to get your brows in place and they're not gonna move. Like, it really is good. If you have unruly brows or like brows that are like hard to tame, I'm telling you, go try this because it's incredible and I really like it. My brows aren't super thick or fluffy, but this really, like, I feel like makes them look a lot thicker and fluffier than they are. Like, it gives them a little bit more like texture. So good. Then I would need to get this Tarte DIY brow. This is another product that I swear I hear nobody talk about this, and it's like an all-time favorite of mine, but it is so good. It's a tiny little brow pen, and I basically just use this to go in and create little brow strokes. So it looks a lot more natural than if I was to just go in and like draw like on block sort of brows. I use this tiny little pen to draw on the brow strokes, and it's so good. And also helps make my brows look a lot more like fluffier and thick than they actually are. So good. Just try it, trust me. Boy, I went a little crazy out there. It's okay, we'll leave it. All right, up next, we're gonna jump into eyeshadow. Now, this was another category that was really hard. When I first thought about it, I immediately thought of the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes or the new Patrick Ta palette. Those 2 are like my go-tos for every day recently, but those are completely matte palettes. So I was kind of like, you know what? If I lost everything, I don't know that I would just want to buy a just matte palette. You know, we need a little life, a little shimmer sometimes. So I think I would probably go with the Bare Necessities from ColourPop. Reason being is this is a big palette. So if I was first starting out with nothing, I would probably want to get this because there's so many different shades and we have mattes and shimmers. There are some like pinky and purple sort of shades in here, so a little bit of color. You guys know I don't, normally use a ton of color. It's not my personal preference. I definitely like neutrals better, but there's warm tone neutrals, cool tone neutrals. There's a lot in this palette. So this would probably be the first one that I would repurchase. So I'm gonna create a standard sort of look that I would do with this palette. So I'm gonna go with the shade Hot Gossip first and buff that into the crease. Honestly, you can't go wrong with any of the ColourPop palettes. I do really love the larger ones they have like this, again, because there's so many different shades and options in them, so they give you a lot of versatility, but their smaller palettes are great as well and affordable. Next, I'm gonna jump in with Velveteen, and I'm just gonna use this to smoke out the crease a little bit further. Next, I'm gonna jump in with the shade Taboo, and I'm gonna use this to deepen up that outer crease a little bit. You guys are getting like my classic go-to kind of like eye look. This is what I do. Really, anytime I wanna do something like, a little bit more glam, because honestly, on a daily basis, a lot of times I don't wear any eyeshadow at all. But if I'm like going out, doing something, I will obviously apply some shadow. And this is kind of like my go-to look, I would say. Once I kind of smoke out the outer corner to how I want it, I go in all over the lid. Sometimes I use a shimmer, sometimes I use a matte. I think for today, I'm gonna go in with Fully Exposed first, which this is a matte, and I'm gonna apply that over most of the lid. I always like to typically use a lighter shadow all over my lid because I feel like it opens up my eye a little bit more. And I use this to kind of clean up the crease area as well, like that. And I kind of just like morph it into that darker shadow that we did in the outer corner. Then I'll go in with more of like a shimmer shade. So I'm gonna use Idle Hour, and I'm gonna apply that beneath the brow bone and also in the inner corner, and kind of bring it on to like the inner 1/4 of the lid, like that, just to have some pretty shimmer. Then I'm gonna go back in with Velveteen and buff that out on the lower lash line. And that is kind of like my go-to eyeshadow look. But love this palette, so good. And then also from ColourPop for eyeliner, I would definitely go with their cream gel liner. This one is in the shade Honeydew. It's like a tan, so it gives the same effect that like a white eyeliner would give, but it's a little less harsh, a little bit more natural because it's not like a stark white, but it still gives that brightness to the eyes. Like you can see this side looks brighter. All right, up next for mascara, no surprise here, Milani Anti-Gravity. This is my fave. Obviously, I would be repurchasing this. I'm gonna go in and curl my lashes really quick, just so we can get that full effect. But this mascara is so, so good. I absolutely love it. And it's drugstore, so it's affordable. Gonna throw a little mascara on my lower lashes as well. All right, mascara is all done. All right, now to finish off the face, for bronzer, I love this one from Makeup by Mario. It's such a simple product, but this one is just so, so good. It's their Soft Sculpt Bronzer. I use shade medium, and it is just the best to like chisel the cheeks and sculpt out the face. I love it. And it's matte, but not like dry. And I use this a lot of times on my eyes and stuff too, so love, would have to get that. For blush, ColourPop Papaya. I love this. Gives the prettiest bright pop to the cheeks. It's my fave, and it's just so fun. And then for highlight, I would have to go with the Wet n Wild Hello Halo Blush Lighter Duo. This is so pretty. It's like $5, and I just mix these two together, and it gives the prettiest highlight. So this would be the first highlight that I would repurchase. Okay, now for lips. Y'all gotta hear me out. e.l.f. You need to make this a permanent part of your collection. This is the e.l.f. Dirty Pillows collab they did with Jennifer Coolidge. This came out, it sold out really quickly. I am including it in this video because I have non-stop used this. It is such a good combo. I love it. And they are restocking it in November. I believe it's November 21st. This is gonna get restocked. I am telling you, if you want this, or you like these sort of colors, you need to get it. It's so, so good. And like the combo is just perfect. So it comes with a lip liner. The lip liner is a lot more cool toned. So I use this to go ahead and line my lips. Then the lipstick is more like peachy toned, but it's so beautiful. It's just like, I feel like the way it goes with the lip liner on me, I just absolutely love it. And it's so, so pretty. I just kind of smush my lips together. Like the combo has just been my favorite. I love it. And then it comes with the lip gloss, which this is a plumping lip gloss, just like a light pinky shade. Gives a really pretty shine, smells really good, and makes your lips look nice and plump. So this combo has been my everyday go-to. e.l.f. Please give this to us as like a permanent thing, because everyone needs to be able to try this. It's so, so stinking good. I love it. And then last but certainly not least, for setting spray, Urban Decay All Nighter. Oh my goodness. Oh, something must have happened to the top. It's like spraying. Okay. Something was like on the top and it sprayed out really quickly. Now it's back to normal as like a fine mist. I was like, what is going on here? And that is everything, you guys. This is like a go-to makeup look for me. I'll have everything that I used today listed right down below in the description box, so check there. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye.